yeah, death in general is just such a broad subject that touches every one of us or will at some point. And I find, at least in the U.S., it's very death is very taboo. It's not talked about, or it's hidden. And it's interesting when you look at other cultures, other religions, whether it's about more of a celebration of life. And so it was kind of like taking that as a theme or an overall concept, which I think all of us can relate to, and turning it a little bit on its head, to where it becomes more about the characters and less about her whatever they say in a script writing class. It's more about following this person that we connect with on their kind of fantastical journey. Because you are talking about a heavy subject that many people in the world deal with every day. And so how do you take that and kind of not make light of that, but sort of and for me, I think it was really about the characters. It was more about the characters than the subject or the themes even at times. Because for me, I could have made a movie about like a death date and just beat the audience over the head with the technology and how we made it and the implications and all of that. But that's not how life works. When we have a breakthrough in science or a war happens or whatever, we're aware of it, but we're still living our daily lives. We still have to go to work. We still have to pay rent. We still have to do all of these things, have relationships with our friends. And I think that, whether I knew it or not at the time, it helped to kind of bridge that gap or to have that balance. Because again, it's this happened. This is the thing. He found it out, but he still has to live his life,
Yeah.
or at least what's left of it. One of the most dedicated actors that I've worked with, whether it's on this film or when I used to act or when I was doing whatever. He took the time to ask questions, to ask a lot of questions, and then I asked him questions, and we worked on things. And I was just so blown away by his dedication to it, and beyond our initial few conversations that we had. For me as a director, then and especially as a writer, I need to give that character away. It's no longer mine, it's Jim's. And so we talk about, and then Jim takes that and he figures out how he's going to relate that. And, a lot of the stuff was in this script. And then also there's a lot of stuff that Jim brought to the script that was just, Jim doing what he does. And that's important for me too, is to allow the other artists. That's what we all should want, is to let everybody who we bring to the table on a project like this to do what they do. That's why we're here. It's I might be the director, but I don't have to like direct everything to death, because it's a collaboration at the end of the day. Oh, I mean, I want people to enjoy it. I want them to like connect with it in some way, but at the same time, I try and come from the aspect of my job isn't, expectations or resentments in the making. So I don't really I try not to have expectations. Of course, I hope people enjoy it, and that's why we bring art into this world. Is our way of connecting with an audience. Um, yeah, I want people to take away the fact that the main theme overall is we all have a finite amount of time on this planet, and we're all stuck doing all of this busy work. Going to our job, paying our bills, doing this, and then we're trying in the back of our head, the smallest thing at the end of the day, when we have a little time, we might think about, what does this all mean? Why are we here? But yet we don't dedicate any time to figuring that out. And it's right in front of our face. The meaning of life, I believe, is life itself. It's to live it, is to be here and to enjoy it and to connect with other people. So I hope that they can take away something of that. And another weird thing I'll just throw as a side note, I think death has always been a subject that was on my mind since I was a small child, and I've always had a healthy dose, of fear of death. But I think through the process of now that this film is finally out there in the world, it's kind of gotten rid of any fear I had left of death in a weird way. So maybe that was my spiritual process or reasoning for putting this project out in the world. I don't know.